Why it's not. Alright, just counting. I can't see. Think so. Alright, let's see if it'll stay there. That I found here yesterday. I forgot to pull out last night. Some of these I'm not sure if they're just fossils or just a strange shaped rock that makes me think it's a fossil. This one is definitely a full oyster. Some kind of bivalve looking thing. Shell. Just not sure the species. A couple of these I wanted to try to cut open. Forgot to sort that. I can't see my screen because it's too bright. It seems like a piece of wood. It looks like one. It just doesn't feel like the right type of material. I think one of these is what would be considered a death plate too. I see several fossils in it, or at least fossil serious. I guess I need to learn the criteria for which one would be which. And a few of these here, they're clusters. Alright. I don't know if this is an artifact or if it's a shell or it's nothing. I'm not going to cut it because I don't know what it is yet. What do you guys think? I don't think it's natural being that perfectly shaped. Oh, why it's not showing me the chat? If you guys are saying anything, I'm not... Okay, there we go. I see hey guys now. Alright. The chat wasn't coming up properly. Now it's up. There's another one. I'm not sure if this is possibly an artifact or a fossil. It's definitely too round to be perfect. Natural. Magnetic North, Lee, good to see you. How are you? You are just the person I wanted here, too. What do you think? How's your back doing? Or no, it wasn't your back. It was you were having some taking some personal time from the channel I saw. I don't know if these are fossils or if they're maybe an artifact or what, but they're too perfectly shaped to be natural, I would think. Yeah, I was curious how you were doing. I was actually thinking about sending you a message. I'm well. I just filmed an adventure back in the leg. Oh, okay. I couldn't see my camera up there. I got it down here better. Might be, and that's why. There we go. This one feels very sandstone, really weathered. I don't see any tool marks, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. And the other one is perfectly round on that side. That is hell or something, I don't know. Branch fragment. Ah, cool. Yeah, I found all kinds of stuff yesterday I thought might be fossils. I forgot to pull them out last night and go through them. I didn't want to cut any of them if they were good fossils in there for sure. And this one was perfectly round. Like it's something, I don't know. Here's the butt end of it. It reminds me of those, the big shells. I can't remember the names of them. Some of these looked like, oh yeah, this one. There it is. I think that one might be a whole oyster. Try to get it in the light. I'm glad you're feeling better and back out on adventures. I know they always make me feel better if I'm down and out or have something going on. I should have pointed the camera the other way. It has a nice face on it. Oh, I didn't even notice. I think it's just us here. I just started and I didn't see anybody in here yet, but the chat wasn't working, so. Found a couple I think might be septarian nodules. It's definitely got some nice mineral bands going through it. Super heavy, so I know there's got to be some on the inside. With some green and blue. And some obsidian, orange and black. Oh, nice. That's the mahogany obsidian, right? We don't have obsidian here, unfortunately. I have a couple of the, about a handful of the Apache tears. The little obsidian balls, you know, that my mother-in-law gave me. They went out and actually went on the Trail of Tears and found them. Similar glass base. Nice. Super cool. Alright, which one of these? Yeah, I've been doing some research and I think I have a Chalcedony vein right here close to my house from the pieces that I found and what's been weathering out. Some lovely mudstone there you found. Yeah, there's a couple of them, and I think they might be septarian nodules. Get it wet. You can see those mineral bands in the top, maybe. No, the sun's the wrong way. They're going here. If I go on that side, then it's too bright. Wonder if I put it up here. Yeah, this mudstone type stuff is where I always find most of the fossils and the interesting stuff. It's not just a, like a jasper chert, like a material that you could cut and make pretty. It's more interesting to me. Find all kind of cool stuff in them. I keep finding these, and I thought they were mudstone, but they look so much like wood. On the outside, they look like wood. I just don't think they're the right material. I'm going to cut one open and find out. This one almost has that snakeskin look right in here. It does if I turn it the right way. The sun hits it. I'm trying to learn how to identify little ones like this. If it's just a rock that's weathered that way. I'm trying to learn how to tell where they connect. If it was like a bivalve, and what the different patterns are to look for so I can identify them easier. Like I know the circles for the horn corals, the brachiopods, stuff like that, but some of the other ones I don't know yet. Those are mudstones from creek bedrock. Oh yeah, I'm doing good. I am doing good. I got new internet. My internet's working good. And couldn't be better. I mean, I could use a few more dollars in the bank, but couldn't we all? Yeah, I can't complain. I'm doing good. This one's maybe got a partial shell on the top. Awesome. I'm glad. I've noticed that if I use Streamlabs, the streaming software, it does way better than if I use the YouTube Live. I think this one might end up being a septarian too. This side is completely mineralized. And I could see where a few veins run through it. This one's not as heavy as the other one though. This guy, I'm not sure. Forgot my water bottle. Here's some water. Got some nice marking on here. I just don't know what to make out of it. Some really deep impressions. It almost looks like mudstone, and then it almost looks like wood with those marks. What do you call it? Like a solidified shale. I know some of these, when I cut them open, when they're solidified, they are freaking beautiful. Looks like timber section to me. I I wasn't sure because this part, you know, looked like it, but I know when here we go. Looks like there's wood grain here when I had it wet yesterday. I'll try and show it. It's super heavy. My hand's shaking trying to hold it. You were talking about this one, right? The big one? So when the crop tree down, you get the concave shape. I'd say a bit like that. You were talking about this big one, right? Not the little one? Yeah, I just wanted to check them all out first before I started cutting anything. I learned my lesson by cutting that artifact not too long ago. Now I try and be really careful what I cut. But it helps me learn. I made the mistake and cut an artifact, but I learned my lesson, so it's not a mistake if you learn from it, right? I was just watching Johnny's. I saw the video where they did the shout out, and then I just watched the new one. Was it yesterday when they were doing the Jeep? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. I'm gonna put these over here. Some of these will weather all crazy, and you just think it's a fossil, like that one. Yesterday in the water, it looked like a fossil because of that really round part, but I think it might just be weathered that way. Hard to tell. Yes, the big one is live, is on in 6 hours. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't even know that. Oh, wait, is it Friday? He does Friday lives, I think. I've been trying to remember them, but I want to try and get a. This one looks like it could be wood too. I want to try and get a list together of what time people usually, normally kind of try to go live. I know they all fluctuate from time to time, but that way I can keep an eye out for them. It is today, the last day of the month, tomorrow. Oh, yep, today's Friday. Oh, look, I sanded this guy yesterday. Pretty sure it's a piece of wood. See if I can get the light at the right angle. If it's not wood, it's definitely something. I could just barely see some light banding right about here. Can't get the light just right. Seems like it. But that solidified shale sometimes will look like that on the inside too. It'll be all pretty colors like that. Think about trying to cut that one again and making a slab out of it. Alright, throw these ones in the iron out on here. No. Okay. Okay, Lee, I appreciate you stopping in. Get some rest. This one, yeah, what's this one? Sleep well, my friend. Oh yeah, I want to cut that. bigger ones that I can cut. I have this. Let's see if I can get in the sun here. Short, I can't see my screen. But you can see how waxy it is. It's got some beautiful colors and pattern in it. Brown, gray, tan. Very chert-like. I think that one's going to be beautiful inside. This one I want to try and cut. I believe it's a piece of black wood, and I don't think it's quartz. I think it might be Chalcedony, or maybe even calcite that's running through it. Try and cut that one. There's another one. These are some I just ran over there and grabbed real quick. This one is definitely a piece of chert. I'm not sure if... Sure. This one is super heavy, and it feels like there might be two different things here. Like part of this might be some shale and then chert, because they seem to run together in this area that I was finding these at. I think this one is going to be wood, because it looks like wood grain here. And I have two other color. It's that real dark gray, almost black. And it's also got the mineral vein going through it. I was hoping just to face this side so I can get a look at it and just see the prettiness of it, because it's not really something I could slab or do much with. I guess it could be tumbled. I just wanted to see how pretty it is on the inside. And I've got plenty more. Where those come from? I got some green ones over there, some red ones, all kinds. I just grabbed a handful. Hopefully my saw cooperates today. I need something to set this camera on so I don't get it wet. I love these old ice cream containers. They work great for all kind of stuff. It's an adjustable thing my husband made for me because I'm short. So I was still getting sprayed, and I couldn't see with my guard all the way down, and I couldn't see my rocks. So he had this adjustable arm on there for me so I can see a little better without getting sprayed right into my eyeball. That's about in the sun there. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to do this one first. Let's see how this goes. That's I was worried it's shooting water too far. Alright, I can move it this way. Excuse me. There we go, that should work. Definitely some banding in there, but it's super dark. I doubt it's going to come across. You might be able to see that beautiful mineral vein there. Kind of reminds me of like a lightning stone. The way it just runs through there. And it does have real dark banding going north and south here. You might be able to see it a little. On this side, it's got the gray that comes in here for the exterior, and then it goes to black. Probably should have put that inside. Drop the camera. Still learning where to cut what. So, yeah, I did cut it the right direction. I just should have cut this side would have showed some more pattern probably with that lighter color. Let's see. Guess I could try and take a little bit of that off. See in there? show much more. Sell some more of that vein of mineral coming in on the left. I think it's Chalcedony. If it was quartz, I believe it would have stained by now, because even the exterior is white here. It has almost that bluish white, which makes me think Chalcedony. Well, I'm gonna make a square cut. Semi-square. This side. Third time's a charm. I can do this without dropping my camera. You see all that beautiful gray coming in at the top, right into the black and that Chalcedony. There's definitely some wood grain in there. So I guess that would be chert replacement wood. The grain is running north and south here. I can actually see some cell structure too. That light, not the Chalcedony, the L-shaped vein there, but in the middle of the rock going north and south, there's some of those little circles, little cell structure. Super cool. I'll be nerding out on that with the magnifying glass and the black light later on. I really like the black wood. A lot of people don't seem to care for it, but I really enjoy it. I love it. Alright, this one, same thing. I kind of want to just, it's got a fresh break here. This one's kind of an older one, but I want to see if I can't face that and bring out some more of those bands in there. Be able to see more of them. Super pretty. And this might not even be wood. This could just be banded chert. I'm not sure. I think I see some wood grain, but I'm not sure. But I'll get in there and get a better look anyway. Yeah, how can I do this without losing half the rock? Guess I could cut there. Ooh, I'll just make a cut like that. And then I can round it. cut it around that break. I'm still going to have to take off one more cut here. I'm going to have to take off one more slice, but we can see in there really well now. Sheer Bear, good to see you. How you doing? Here, now I can see. You see the banding running east and west. And I am positive now that that is wood. Super pretty. I'll just have to go back and cut. I hope you're not working too hard today, Sheer Bear. Man, that's just beautiful. That shows the interior of the wood so well. That's gonna look really nice rounded. I'll probably cut this down one more time when I do this. Might as well just do it now. Let's see. Go this direction. Does anybody else get lost when they go to their rock garden or their rock collection? I go to pick a couple of rocks and then I'm like, ooh, look at this. Ooh, look at that. I'll get stuck over there. Alright, grab some color. These ones have green. Yes, green. My husband calls it gray. I say it has a green tint to it. Let's see if you guys agree. See how that has a green tint? Hopefully it'll come across on camera. I'm going to grab some bigger ones like that. Some of these bigger ones. I believe this one's going to be agatized. Super heavy, and it's got lots of mineralization in there. See some bugs. I just see that looks like bark right here. Definitely don't want to take that off. Definitely don't want to break the camera. I never noticed that bark on there before. That's awesome. Alright, we're going to go down this side maybe. Got a notification for something, I just don't know what. I don't see any chat up there. Nope. Alright, so I think I'm going to... Man, these ones always want to crumble when I try and cut them because I'm still learning which direction to cut wood, and then also which direction the mineralization and the agate pockets are going through. And so I think I'm going to try and go this way. I think the wood grain is running this way. If it's going that way. Oh, this is tough. I think I'll try this side. Maybe I should do this one. I don't know. Guess I'll just go this way and see what happens. Better way to learn. Didn't quite go deep enough, but holy cow, is this gorgeous, you guys. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see this. Let's see if I can get in the light. Somehow I pushed the button. Probably when I dropped the camera. running out of daylight. Isn't that beautiful? I wish I would have went a little bit deeper. But that's okay, I can cut it again. Man, that is so pretty. That is gonna polish up so nicely. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Oh, now the light's over here. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, let's see. Yeah, that is definitely agatized. I can feel it. It feels like glass where I cut it. Alright, this one is the same type material. This one's definitely going to be some wood. See some awesome banding and wood grain right there. All kinds of laminate going on. Some iron staining. I think I see some Chalcedony. I think this one might be agatized too. I know I see some white bands coming through here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can see them better now that it's wet. Alright, so I'm going to try and face this side here. I think my wood grain's going this way. Yeah. Either way, I'm starting to cut it that first. can't believe it didn't break on me. Alright, let's see. Get this into some light here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful, guys? I love it. I always do this. I don't know what causes me to do that. Maybe because I'm moving my head to check my cut, and then, you know, wherever your head goes, your body follows. I always seem to do that for some reason. I start and then do a little Get it wet there. Ah, that's so beautiful. I can't wait to polish that. Alright, I gotta go back and fix my little skirt here. It makes me want to stop cutting and start polishing. Dang, I still missed it. Not perfect, but it's a lot better. I'll be able to fix it with my sander. Now I'm going to cut this beautiful green one. I just faced both sides. Just so I could see the banding in there a little better. Man, is that beautiful. Especially that green top. The bark is green almost. You see the light hitting it at the top? don't think I've seen green wood other than I have a piece from that beautiful Arizona wood from the petrified forest that has green in it, but I've never seen any like this with green. Here, I'll give you a color comparison. This one's like a black, and then here's that one. You see? I get it wet. I believe this one. Maybe not. Just say I think it might be agatized. It feels like it, but well, I can see through the edges. I just think it's a highly solidified piece, and I don't think it's going to be agatized. Feels like it, though. I'll have to check it out when I go inside and see. Alright, this one, looks like a piece of wood on the outside. Super heavy. So, I guess we'll see. I can see some banding in there. It's got a lot of weathering on the outside, so it's kind of hard to tell. Oh my goodness, this has got a streak of pyrite going through it. Holy cow. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, you guys. That's the first one I've cut that's had that big of a pyrite streak going through it. Oh man, that's awesome. Yay! Look at that. Let's see if I can get it in the sun. Get out of the way, cord. Can you see the pyrite in there? Right here. Look at that. That is freaking awesome. You see it right here? Wow. I've never cut one that's had one that large going through there. I've seen little tiny streaks of pyrite stuff going through them, but not like that. That is freaking awesome. I'm so gonna nerd out on this guy. Holy cow. There's what the exterior looked like. Nothing about this said pyrite to me other than maybe the discoloration, the dark rust kind of lines, but I still wouldn't have gotten pyrite from that. Wow, that is awesome. Oh look, I can see it on the outside now. Look at that. On the far right. Right there. See where it curves around? Now I can see it. It was on the outside, I just didn't notice it. Because it was so small. Wow. Wow. Wow, I'm so excited. Now, do I want to cut the other side? I don't think so. This doesn't look like it goes very deep. Doesn't look like it goes very deep in there to me. I guess I could have just hit the surface and it goes deeper, but I don't think so. Oh my god, check out the pyrite, you guys. That's freaking awesome. Could you imagine how excited if I found gold? If I'm that excited over pyrite? Alright, I need to fix my cut a little bit. piece in my eye because I didn't put my sunglasses down like a doofus. I was all excited. Alright, I'll have to look at this one more before I cut it and see if there's more showing anywhere because I don't want to cut it out by mistake. And that would be my luck. I would cut it right out of there. Excuse me. Oh, yes. It's got some beautiful bands. I knew it would. I could have a little peekaboo on the other side. Just wasn't sure how much was going to come through. Here's the rough side. Beautiful band showing at the top. And here's the cut side. really hard to show these black ones. They are beautiful. This one looks like it has a little bit of bark left on the surface here as well. I'm glad I cut it on that side. I didn't notice the bark until just now. This is going to be one of my favorites. I'm going to face it right here. And it should have some both color zoning, wood grain, some conifers. It should have all that kind of good stuff in there. I believe it might possibly be agatized. It's really got a lot of silica in it, and I do see some white banding. Fingers crossed. right in the middle and made a big old gouge. Then I tried taking it out. I think I made it worse. I should have just left it. You see my gouge there. Ah, look at that beautiful pattern. See? There we go. Of course, the light has to be that direction. My thumb is going numb. Oh, where did I put it? There it is. Let's see. No wonder people film inside all the time. Doing it outside is too hard to try and control the light or even utilize it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I got a lot of fixing to do. It's going to take me a while to sand that one, but it'll be worth it. Alright, now that I have sufficiently mutilated that beautiful piece of wood. I can't believe I did that. I think that if I'm bumping this, right, I need to just go get my pliers and get it over with. And then instead of moving this and my rock at the same time and cutting, I think I'm moving my rock here and not moving this part, so it's hitting these grooves. So it's going up and down, and then up and down, and that's why I'm not getting a smooth cut. I need to move this to cut my rock, and not have this here, and then I'm pushing the rock. I think that's what I'm doing. Let me grab my pliers so I can tighten my hinge there.
taking it off?
No, I'm trying to tighten it. After a while, it keeps vibrating and makes it loose, and I can't get it to stay because I can't ever get it tight enough. I can't hold this up and then hold two of these at the same time to tighten it.
Okay, there you go. You should have got 2 crescent wrenches.
Well, that was the first 2 that I could find. I couldn't find another one like that. I got one in my tool bag. I just didn't see one in your toolbox. Let me hold that. See, it's like it's awkward for me to do. Plus, I'm short, so it's really hard. See? I'm short, so it's hard for me to do it. Even at a lower table, it would have been awkward for me to try and hold that and these 2 at the same time. I can't ever get it tight enough. This one. Try that one. What?
Is everybody on?
I'm live, yeah, but there's 2 people in here right now.
Hello, everybody.
That's what the little screen thing says.
Woohoo!
Ow. Some more water. Alright, let's see if my theory is correct. I start here and push rock through instead of pushing rock. Let me grab some more rock.
You gotta start weighing them sometime.
I think it was when my hand started cramping up. When this broke off right here, and I tried to readjust it, my hand started cramping up, so I got the same thing, this
Robert
lip.
called us last night and told us.
But it's definitely much better doing it using the tray.
Okay,
Definitely
well,
got a
I'll
much,
talk to you when you rest up.
I got a not much straighter cut that way. Now I just need to fix that part. Definitely worked better that way. I got a much straighter cut. You see on the cut side there. Wow, this has got some beautiful pattern in it too. It's definitely a piece of wood. Isn't that beautiful? I can't see my screen, guys, so I'm totally guessing towards the light, and I hope you can see it. I should take this one and cut it right down the middle here. Since I face that side, if I were to cut it down the middle and have two nice halves, I'd be able to polish. I was worried it would break on me because I've got some mineral veins coming through here with that Chalcedony through here. I think I'll just leave it like that for now. I guess I could always go back and face this side too if I wanted to. Feeling froggy, I might cut it down the middle, but for now, I'm gonna wait. This one, I believe, is gonna be some opalized wood. It's got, if you can see that, it's got little tiny green dots that look like wavelite. They could be planarite, or we do have turquoise here, and what's the other one? Malachite. I can't remember. There's one right there. That's the biggest one, and then there's a bunch of little teeny ones here. They're just little bots, and they're green. And I find it on this wood and this chert material, and I also find it on the solidified shale, the really dark pieces of black shale like this. I'll find it on that. Sometimes I find it right here in my driveway. Sometimes it's down in the creek. But that's the pieces I keep finding this green on. Maybe maybe I shouldn't cut this one until I know what that is. Maybe I should wait. See, now that it's dry, you might be able to see it a little better here. It's that kind of mint green, like a pastel mint green. I've looked under magnification. There's a couple of them I could see the little, darker, almost starburst like the wavelite, and then the other ones, I couldn't tell anything. I could just see a green bot. That's all it is, just a green bot. That's all we tell. Alright. Need more pieces. I only grabbed 2 last time. gray one. It's got some beautiful staining on the outside. Some nice bands. This is that same kind of material as this one, and I think it's an opalized wood, or maybe fossilized wood. You see the top here, it's kind of like agate looking, like the texture. All, porous. That's what I was trying to think of. That looks like the interior right there. Like here would be the center, and that the rings are going this way. Looks like it, not sure. Here's another beautiful colored one. It's got some Chalcedony. Oh, it's nice laminite. Maybe it'll have some pyrite like that last one did. Almost looks like there's some right there. There is. There's more pyrite right there. Man, that's cool. I love that. It looks so cool when you cut it open. If you guys missed it, here's the piece that I'm talking about. Right here, there's a large line of pyrite going through it. Well, it's large to me. It's the biggest vein of pyrite that I've found while cutting a rock that's a piece of wood. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. Usually I've cut them and it's just been little tiny little streaks, not going all the way across a nice vein like that.
Who's that hollering?
I don't hear anybody. Oh, I heard them over there talking.
Who? I figured you'd want to talk to Mom with me.
Huh?
I figured you'd want to talk to Mom with me.
Oh, that's who you're on the phone with?
Yeah, my mom. She called here. I called her, but her voicemail, her voice box is full.
Oh.
So then, like 5 minutes later, she calls me back and says it was under the bed and I couldn't reach it.
I didn't know that's who you were talking to. How's she doing?
Wonderful. They don't know what it is. I think it's from goats. Y'all better stop trying to get out of that fence.
Did she say what it was called?
What was called?
What type of blood infection she has?
She don't know. They don't know what it is. They're running all kinds of tests. They ran MRSA. They ran.
That's what I was worried about.
All kinds of bacteria like strep. They ran all those, and it ain't none of those.
And I hope it's not contagious.
What do you got in your mouth? Oh, a stick. Okay, well, okay, it's okay. I don't want y'all under there.
I need to get them some more food ready. Yeah, this definitely got some pyrite in it.
What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? What are you doing?
I think I'm gonna cut this side. Uh,
Come on. Come on, let's go in here and go to sleep.
maybe I'll do that side. Yeah, I might be able to cut it that way. Grab this one. It's got some beautiful secondary mineralization going on the outside here. I think it's chert. this one. This one's really pretty. See some beautiful reds and orange on the outside. That's going to look really nice. I think I might be better off just to cut it right down the middle. Versus trying to face it. If I face it, I'm just going to lose all that anyway. Sits nicely that way too. Alright, I want to cut this one first. This is the one that I think that's going to be like a type of opalized wood or fossilized wood. Well, it might be. No, I don't think it's going to be solidified because when it feels rough like this on the outside, I've noticed when I look at it under magnification, it is a type of like microcrystalline quartz. I can see all the little crystals with no faces. Just not sure. Okay, it's going this way, so my bands are running this way. I guess I'll just face this side since it's mostly flat. I'll lose the least amount of rock that way and get the biggest face to be able to polish it. That's freaking awesome. Look at that. Oh, where's the sun at? Behind some clouds, of course. Look at that pattern, you guys. Oh my god, that's crazy. Look at that. Wow. That is amazing. The other one looks is... Oh, here it is. I set it down. Look, it's got the same kind of pattern. Look at that. It's like fingerprints, like that. That is so awesome. Never had one with a pattern that looked like that before. So this must be fossilized wood, right? It's actual wood that hasn't been completely replaced by minerals yet. I think. I don't know, but it's freaking cool looking. I know that. Man, that's crazy looking. Alright, let's see. That one I'm gonna cut down the middle. This one, I think, I don't know. I could try to cut an angle there, maybe. What about this one? Let's see. This one is beautiful, beautiful light gray. And it's got some awesome yellow coming in there. You see that? I don't think that's just limonite. Because, you know, limonite's usually like on the surface and it's kind of crusty, dry, bumpy. That feels like it's yellow jasper almost. No clue how to cut this piece. It's so weird shaped. Hmm. That looks like the top. Guess I could just try and go this way. I could try and cut it in the middle maybe. It's gonna break right there. I know it will. I'll try and cut this side. I think it's still gonna break that way too. Alright, I'll just cut that. Yeah. Mm, I'm not gonna cut that one. It's too weird shaped. I think it's just gonna break. Alright. I'm gonna try and cut this one in half. Wood grain is running east and west, so we'll cut with that. Oh wait. Let me look at that again. days I wanted to listen to myself. Look at those bands. Gonna have to go back and fix my little dink where it broke. That is gonna be beautiful when it's polished. Okay. I'll go ahead and cut it off now, that way I can polish it tomorrow. Most of it off. There's still a little bit there, but I'll be able to sand that off. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I missed the big spot right there. Another piece for my garden. I almost tumble that one. Almost. If it was just a little bit bigger, it might last. I don't know, it is pretty hard though. It might make it through the tumbler. I keep saying I'm going to try and do it again, and I still haven't done it. Alright. This one. Oh, decisions. Let me think. Where's my brush? These rocks are from the roadside rock hunt that I did down the road here on that road cut. All these pieces of wood and chert are what the ones I got from down there. It looks like I'm going to be making another trip down there because these are some beautiful rocks. I think what I'm going to try and do is where this break is here, I think I'm going to try and cut it even with that. Because I can cut it this way and it's going with my wood grain that way too. And it sits naturally well that way. Yeah. If I cut it in half, I know this is going to break just like the last one. If I try and cut it in half right here, that'll break on me. I know it. This time I'm going to listen to myself. do say so myself. Out of light. Nope. That piece of wood. Ooh, look at Claudia. Thank you.
Look at your phone.
What?
It's got shit all over it.
It's broken. It's got pyrite running through the top right here. Look at the pyrite running through this one. You see the gold?
Amazing, yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
I wonder who's burning.
Robert?
Nah.
Oh, somebody over there, look.
No, that's a big fire. It's been like that for days now. And we've had a burn ban on. That's what I don't understand. That's like a forestry burn. It's so much.
It's coming from right over there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
See it? Coming up right there.
Man, that one's so pretty. It's got that, I forgot the name of it, but it's two-tone where you get this part of the wood where it shows this, and then this part is where the next, kind of layer in. Like this would be the exterior and the bark, and then you get into the core, like where more of the rings and stuff are going this way. I just don't remember the proper names for them. This one does have some beautiful grain, and it does have the little cell structures in there too. I just love how that pyrite's going right here. It looks like it might be at the bottom here too, but I can't quite tell because I don't have enough sun. Man, that's going to be beautiful polished. Can't wait. I can't believe the end cut made it through it. I just thought for sure. See how thin that is? Right there. And then right there. I thought for sure it was going to break, but it didn't. Plus, they got this mineralization going through here. It made it all cracky. It definitely works a lot better using the, what do you call that, sliding tray. I forgot the name of it. You know, that thing that does that stuff. That one time at band camp. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to hose off the water hose before I even go inside. Look. Dirty I am. My shirt's no better. Like, with this new workbench, it puts my saw right here. So this is chest high for me. And then my face is right here. So I gotta watch the water. And then this part is right back on me. I have to stand a little to the left or a little to the right. Alright. I want to check out this guy. This one feels like it might be the same material as this. But that is just freaking cool. I almost made it through. It's that close. I went a little too far to the left and it got too thin and broke right there. Put the bands in there. Alright, the sun is completely rotated. Let's try this direction. I need to get a light out here. This sunlight is not working. It's never bright enough or in the right spot. One or the other. gouge in it and then have to recut it if I don't. I know. I do it all the time. I go back to get that last little ink that's on there, and then I'll put a big gouge in it. Then I have to go back and recut the whole thing. I think, was it the last one? I think so.
Yeah, I told you. I told you. Can't be mad at him.
Hmm. Alright, I'm going to try to do this one. close. This is the one I was like, oh, it's gonna break. And look, I got all the way to that last, look, literally the last little tip. I think I was pushing it too hard. Because it got really thin right here, see? That was close. But that's okay. I'm learning. I called it though. I said it would break. See? I have to push it. I gotta see the limits. How far can I push it? Beautiful pattern in there. It's that classic gray with the dark blue banding. The veins going through it. This one, oh, all over. Maybe cut it down the middle. I don't want to cut it down the middle. Maybe I could cut it down the middle this way. Split it in half and open it up. Looks like it might have a natural line there anyway. But honestly, I thought this was like the bark up here. I don't know what to do. Or should I take this end off? And maybe that'll let me see in there. Yeah, let's take this. That end feels way heavier too. I mean, I know it's the bigger end, but it feels substantially heavier. Alright, we'll find out. to do it. I didn't want to say anything and jinx it. The outside right here. That light color is what that other piece had. But I was like, it's just some staining. I don't want to say nothing and jinx it and look like a doofus. Which I can do naturally all day long. Like the pirate band in there. Everything's falling. You see it? Starting right there. You can't really tell it's pyrite on here, but it definitely has that gold look when I look at it in real life versus on camera. It's got some beautiful wood grain in there. And I actually got a nice straight cut. It did, of course, right at the end. Where is it? On this side. Here we go. It never cuts smooth for me. I always get just a little piece hang up right there, and then I gotta go back and trim it off. I think this one, I don't think this one is wood. I thought that was wood grain, but I think that might be shale. Because it feels different. Hmm. Uh-oh, it's going dead. Hmm. I'll have to look into that one more. The sun is going down, guys. Battery's going dead. I have a mess to clean up. I have to get cleaned up. Look at this.